Welcome to Josh Anderson Art. Continuing a series of sketching out cartoons I grew up with, nostalgic cartoons. I was an 80s and 90s kid, and so it's pretty much all these cartoons, either that or reruns of 60s, 70s cartoons. Today, obviously, we're drawing Bart Simpson. Got like 9. Gotta get the number of points in there right. Close to right. As I draw this, The Simpsons are I believe they're in their 30th season, which is just unbelievable. Most TV shows end after about 9 seasons, 7 to 9 or something like that. I don't know, they probably are proud of that, but I actually think The Simpsons probably should have hung it up a long time ago. In fact, I just saw a graph online that kind of shows the popularity of The Simpsons. It's been plummeting ever since like something like the 10th season or even before that. And for a time, I was like one of the biggest Simpsons fans ever. I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons growing up because of the crass content, which actually now as a parent, I kind of understand that. I don't know if I'd want my kids watching this show either. Maybe when they're older, they can decide to, but yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch all the way through high school. And so when I was in college, we had a TV lounge in the dorms, and somebody would always have The Simpsons on every night. And like Fox would show reruns, like back-to-back episodes every single night. So like 2 episodes every night. And me and the TV lounge crew would watch it all the time. And I got hooked. I loved The Simpsons. Watched them continuously. I had quotes for everything in life that happened. Going back to a Simpsons quote. And for years, I would watch them all the time, every night around dinner time. One place where I worked, everybody got me Simpsons stuff all the time for Christmas, for my birthday. And Simpsons pajama pants, cups, and you name it. My roommate even one time got me a Homer Simpson Rubik's Cube head. I love The Simpsons. And sometime around, I think it was 2005, I just quit watching TV altogether. I was just doing a lot of other stuff, which is good. It's probably better to not watch so much TV. I had some friends who we were always like longboarding or hiking or going on trips. Like we were just always doing cool stuff. So it's probably better actually that way that we were doing that stuff. Yeah, and so then I kind of got behind on The Simpsons, and every few years or so I would catch an episode or something. I just was like, wow, like the quality has just gone to crap. Like they're just trying too hard. And then Family Guy came out, and all my friends just love that show. And I just thought it was such a ripoff of The Simpsons. Like you have a cartoon family with big eyes, with like really quick humor. I mean, just everything about Family Guy is like they just want to be The Simpsons, and that made me so mad. But then I was kind of like, well, with the quality of The Simpsons anymore, like I'm not going to really stand up for that crap either. And I think they say like the golden age of The Simpsons was sometime in the first 10 seasons or something like that, or maybe even before. That's what I remember the most. I love the pacing of the humor. I love the nods to pop culture. Like there was always jokes referencing things, and maybe like some people I know that like they don't really keep up with pop culture, and so they didn't understand a lot of the jokes. So understandably, they didn't think The Simpsons was very funny. And even though I don't condone his behavior, I always liked Bart's kind of like rebellious, confident little behavior. It's funny. And Homer just cracks me up. The writers I thought were just geniuses. Back when Conan O'Brien was one of the writers. Yeah, I haven't really watched The Simpsons now in probably like 10 years. Kind of miss them a little bit, but my wife's really not interested in watching them, so I probably won't. I've got season 1 and 2 on DVD, but I haven't watched it in ages. Bart's a pretty simple character, created by Matt Groening, and became a cultural icon, really, starting in the 90s. Actually, the very first Simpsons, 1989, the Tracy Ullman show, is a little quick. When they started the seasons, I believe it started in 1990, and it just kept on and on and on and on, and it's still going today. Where's my camera going? Sorry about the camera placement. There we go. Let's go. I read or saw something somewhere that said The Simpsons is basically a 90s answer to the Flintstones. So you got the Flintstones, caveman times, you got the Jetsons, future times. The Simpsons would be like kind of the modern time or current times. It's kind of funny how simple the characters are. Bart's almost as simple as a Smurf, except he's yellow and they're blue. But even so, like I think probably like kind of character design of The Simpsons influenced a lot of my art as a kid, my cartooning and stuff. I mean, mostly I was Looney Tunes all the way, but I think like the large overlapping eyes like that was really probably The Simpsons are a big influence on that. Big, round, overlapping eyes. And then Matt Groening sure did kind of hit a pot of gold with Bart and Homer. I only wish my characters could get that, pick up that kind of speed and be liked by everyone. My characters are Carrot and Ruff, dog, or a rabbit and a dog, buddies. But I have been really looking at my characters. I mean, I came up with them when I was 12, and so there wasn't a lot of forethought about their actual character. There's a lot about how they look, but not their like how they act or anything or who they are. And I don't know. I've been sort of wishy-washy about what direction to take them all these years, and that probably doesn't help. Like with The Simpsons, you got a couple things going. You got really strong characters, but I think more importantly is the relatability. Like I think that's probably what made The Simpsons just soar. because everything was a joke on the common American life. And so just about anybody watching it would go, yeah, that's funny because it's true. Whereas my own cartoon characters don't really have any kind of, there's nothing relatable about them. So I've been thinking about retooling them and kind of rebooting, starting over. But I've also been in development of my single panel gag strip, which single panels don't usually ever have reoccurring characters. So it's a little easier, and that you can just draw any funny idea you have. It doesn't have to fit your characters. And those are a lot easier for me to come up with. And I think my funny ideas there are a lot more relatable. So who knows? Carrot and Ruff probably will make a comeback when I kind of decide how I want to go with them. And you probably don't care because you've never seen them. There's a few, you can find them on my channel. But beware, some of them are very old. Going back to Mario Paint in the 90s. I always loved how when Homer would call Bart, he would kind of bark his name. Bart! I have to admit, I took on "don't" as part of my own vocabulary because of Homer. It's now a common expression of mine. Don't. It's funny because The Simpsons is pretty irreverent in a lot of ways, and that's kind of how my parents would see it, and a lot of people who haven't really watched the show. But once you actually watch it, like what I found, I'm a Christian, and they do kind of make fun of Christians a lot, which kind of sucks in a way, but a lot of times it's kind of like, it's just based on like real things, and like, I don't know. I don't think it's quite as irreverent as you might think looking from the outside. It's more like a commentary on society. I mean, I just saw a clip where Ned Flanders comes in the room and his boys are both busy praying, and he says, "There's no time for that. We got to go to church." And it's kind of funny because it's sort of a commentary on how you can be a little overzealous and pious and kind of miss the point of, what the boys were doing was actually more important. They were talking to God. But Ned's known for his just kind of, I would say, legalistic views on everything, and so like he kind of misses the point because we got to go to church. I might be wrong about this, but I think I read somewhere that Matt Groening actually grew up in a Catholic home or something like that. Like he actually went to church growing up or something. So it's more like a stab at his own bringing up than, I don't know. Could be wrong about that. Let the ink dry before I erase the pencil. Smear the ink. I actually finally found a good pose of Bart from somewhere in season 3, I think. It's actually really hard. Like, even though on the one hand, Simpsons are very guarded, I think, by Fox and like whoever owns them or whatever. So you'll have a really hard time if you can even find a whole episode anywhere, especially in high resolution. But there's tons of clips out there, and some people have even sort of built the clips together so you can see the whole show in clips. So that's kind of where I found this Bart. And actually, the frame was cut right there at his ankle, and so I had to guess how that shoe would look, which I always hate doing that, but like, sometimes I just spend way too much time trying to find the right frame to draw. I just need to pick something and go with it. And I think I've got enough other photos and stuff to see how that foot would look. And I think I've determined that that little circle on his shoe is only on the inside of his shoes. That's the only thing I need to note here, is that the circle is only on the inside. So there's Bart. I'm going to go scan this really quick while we still have before we put color on it. I mentioned this in my other videos, but I'm going to put together all these uncolored ones in a coloring book for my kids. Maybe we can go ahead and pick colors first. I'm just using very cheap color pencils. Crayola is most basic. And his shirt, like, I can't determine is it orange or red. I actually think it's like a red orange. If you just Google Bart, you'll find it looks like red, like in still pictures and stuff, recreations like red. But if you actually look at the show, I think it's like a red orange. That might be the closest I have there. Blue shorts. Not that one. That one's like light blue. Where's just blue? It's a little dark. I think I'll go with that. Blue and blue shoes. That's it. So I'm gonna go scan. Just listen to the song, theme song. I'll be right back. All right, let's color this guy. Let's look on the scanner real quick and make sure we got this. So once there's color, there's no going back. Really, I mean, you could do some Photoshop. Let's go. Drop me a comment and tell me what your favorite Simpsons character is. I think mine's Bart. The funniest ones, though, is Ralph. Ralph Wiggins.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I almost bet you this video is going to get blocked because of this song. Oh, well. Thumbs up if you can hear me.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. I hope you enjoyed this drawing of Bart Simpson. And join me tomorrow for the next character on the list. I'm not going to tell you who it is. It's a surprise.